I'm David Lowe, and welcome to Seek Excellence. Let me tell you something I just heard the other day in a dealership, and as I'm in dealerships every day, I hear people say awesome things. I'm always trying to learn and pick up ways of saying things. And Matt Haver, one of the sales managers at one of the dealerships, he said this. I'll read it to you. Attention is the rarest and purest form of generosity, right? Attention is the purest and rarest form of generosity. I think that's true. In today's world, doesn't it feel like nobody's really paying attention and nobody's really listening? Isn't that true? So we have to say to ourselves, how good am I at paying attention? And that might fall into my listening category, right? Voltaire said that he judges a man not by the statements he makes, but by the questions he asks. It's interesting that people that are paying attention tend to ask good, clarifying questions because they're paying attention. They're giving you that generosity of their attention so that they can truly understand you and be a benefit to you in whatever situation you are. So let's take a look at this attention. What's happening to our attention these days? Do we have the attention we need where we're at? Well, I'm just observing. I'm kind of a student of human nature. Of course, I read a lot of books on human nature and the psychology of the brain, how it works. But the best way to really learn about it is just watch and observe people. It's the right people watching. And it's amazing to me to watch people at a restaurant not say a word to each other and constantly pick up their phone, isn't it? You wonder what the attention's like. If you go out to lunch or dinner with somebody, be with that person, right? Give them the generosity of attention. And today, people move beyond phones and they've moved to what? Those smartphones. I think this is the worst invention ever made. Why? Because you can't help yourself. You'll be in the middle of an important conversation, somebody will be talking, and you'll actually be paying attention, but that thing goes off or that thing vibrates, and what do 9 out of 10 of us do? Whoop, you look. And what does that tell the other person? What does it say to the other person? It's kind of like having lunch with somebody and having them check at the time. What do you know, right? They're ready to go. They're ready to leave. So attention, if indeed it's the rarest and purest form of generosity, and I believe right now, maybe that's an overstatement, maybe it's not, but I believe most of us desire the attention of the people we're speaking to, and I don't believe we get it, right? So there are things in our life that distract us from paying attention, excuse me. There are distractions that keep us from paying attention. And we've got to decide if they're important enough to let it happen, right? So we've got the electronics in our life, and of course, that just general focus on people. If you love people and you care about people, and if you love your job and you care about your job and you want to work with excellence, doesn't it mean giving attention to the things that you're working on and the people that you're working with? So today's Seek Excellence, I'd just like you to be maybe made aware. I hate the word woke, but wake yourself up in self-examination and say to yourself, where am I in this attention? Am I distracted all the time, or am I paying attention? Because what does distraction cost you? Let's talk about that before we close. What does it cost you? Well, I think distraction costs us relationship. That closeness that we might have with somebody who feels our full attention. And if it costs us relationship, like if you're in sales, it could cost you that professional sales relationship that could cost you trust and will definitely cost you sales and cost you money, right? When we don't pay attention, it has a heavy price, and the biggest price we pay is relationships. The other price we pay is productivity. There is no such thing as multitasking, right? There's no such thing, because when you stop one task and you start another task, you're on it. So people that are constantly being distracted are less productive as well. Don't believe me? Go right now, go on Google and read the science of distraction and how it derails your focus. And when it derails your focus, it makes you less productive. So distractions, some distractions we can't eliminate, but some we definitely can. And we need to be proactive, right? If we want to pay attention to what we're doing and how we're doing it, and who we're with and what they're saying and what they're trying to say and not say, listen, if we want to really pay attention. We're going to have to be proactive. We have to make some proactive decisions. Starts with self-examination, and it takes some proactivity. For instance, like if you're having lunch with somebody, why not leave your phone in the car? Really, what's going to happen in the next hour that you really need to pay attention to? Is that right? I'm with some leaders, and every once in a while we're having lunch and we're in an important conversation, and they'll look 3 or 4 times at a smartphone or at their cell phone. And you know what? What's really going to happen in the business you run in that hour? If you've trained your people, train, trust, and verify doesn't mean that you have to be on call 24/7. You don't have to pick up every ringing call. You don't have to answer every text. Leave your cell phone aside, maybe for meetings, important meetings, maybe when you're out to lunch with somebody, and maybe it shouldn't be at all when you're interacting with a buyer if you're a salesperson, right? So distractions cost us plenty, and if we want to change that, we've got to be proactive, right? I'm David Lowe. Thank you for watching Seek Excellence.